really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming? Or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming? Or on the edge of remembering? Remember what I wanted to bring to the table. I'm floating around here like someone sprinkling fairy dust and forgot about me until I saw the title of today's show. Oh, silly me. Oh yeah. That's what I saw. Everybody needs an evil laugh stored on their bookshelf. So, there. Nomaris, the second one, which is called In the Beginning, but you just have to look at it with a sense of humor, which is how my books are written, with definitely a sense of humor. Anyway, this one is bound to become a movie. So I thought maybe I should read this out loud. Because before I write the third one, I have to read the second one again. I want to make sure everything is, perfectly aligned. And also I want to see how well this translates for reading out loud. But I see here I have dog-eared several pages. Now I'm hoping that those just mean typos that I will need to correct in the next edition. If it's something more significant at that, I might be annoyed with myself. But I guess when I read it, I will figure that out. How many things did I dog-ear? Wait a second. It's a good thing I looked. Herman. So Herman is what the third book is about. Herman gets lost at the very end, close to the very end of this book. And so we're picking up in the same general area where Herman was lost. Because since Herman's been lost, things have been going a little wanky on the island of Gazebo. So $5 bag Sunday 12 to 3. Okay. I need to say a thank you. I asked a neighbor to let me know about the book sale. Let me say thank you. Thank you. Very nice people. So anyway, what I was getting at, or getting to eventually, hello, where's my chat? Hold on. There you are. Yeah, I'm back on the phone. This is what I don't like about here. I just remembered something. On the bigger Kindle, I might have better luck. Or are all the apps the same? See, I didn't use that because it was, I couldn't get the chat. I had to use the phone. Well, how are you? And to your knowledge, how did the interview go? I don't know if it's going to be a pain in the ass or what, but I'll get the other Kindle and see if that'll work. The sucker is bigger than I imagined. Even though I saw it was bigger than the one I already had, it was just, it wasn't real until it was real. Okay, well, I'm sorry. So much competition anymore. Well, that just means something better. Something better's in the wind. If I can find 2 million dimes, he can find the job that's best suited for him. I have faith. Interviews are good practice sessions. I also remind you that you're also interviewing the other people. Yeah, one of the things that Glenn and I both realize, and I'm sure, like you know, it's once you are your own boss, or once you get used to working at home, can't even imagine going back. Yeah, see, I have not had a choice in being my own boss. I got so, from early on, I was so medically disinclined for so many jobs. I would do them as best I could, but I couldn't put in enough hours, you know, to get ahead. I survived, obviously, but yeah, once you're your own boss, you can't go back. As I can't. Now, right now, I am in a sweet spot right now, and it's not going to last very long, but this month was my sweet spot. There's a good chance for me to get a few different things, like get some clothes, some paints, a few extra treats. So for me, this was a great month, and I got that Kindle, and that was definitely a treat. But of course, I could only justify it in my own head. Even it's not a matter of being worthy or good enough or anything like that. I've got no problems. I am worthy. I just also do not currently have that money, but I do have the money, and I did. It's like I had just enough. They had a sale. It was an amazing one, so it was like, now's a good time, because next month it's going to be a little bit more restrictive. Ah, well, I was thinking about you primarily. I can't imagine having your own gig and then going back out there, at least not at full time. I mean, I can see you working part-time at, like, you know, the Happy Store, where bunnies are found on Easter. And I would hope 420. You would? Really? I had no idea. I thought you were working from home by preference, given the kind of work you do. I loved the jobs that I had. Oh, I forgot my trash can. But if I couldn't get a job like that I could fall in love with, no. I'm not putting up with assholes. And a lot of them these days seem to be. Well, you know, there's always been. I have to be motivated by more than a paycheck. So, yeah. I didn't realize, like, are you actually looking for work? Or you're just unable to right now because of disability? I am looking as hard as I can at that, and it's still, everything is so tiny on this screen. Oh, I see. After I got out of art supplies, what the hell did I do after that? Oh, I went to work for the custom guitar company. And I was doing more music. What else? I was between husbands. I was having a good time, is what I was having. During the summer, it was every weekend at the Renaissance Fair. I definitely enjoyed my single years. Yeah, that is hard to get. In North Carolina, you have to have an attorney. They've got them. And then, fortunately, they also made some laws to protect the people who were filing. But then they also made some laws to make sure that, because they knew how long they took to approve things, and it would add up to many thousands of dollars in back payments because people were left waiting for so long. So they made the rule now that it could only go up to a back payment of so many thousands of dollars. So they have to make a decision within, I forget, no more than a year and a half. Because it was 2 years between applying for it. So it was a pain in the ass until finally it was like, okay, you know what? There was no way this man can work, meaning Glenn. Said he might work again someday, but right now, no. So I finally gave up and hired an attorney. They do it for a percentage, obviously, but that's where the state made sure that it couldn't go above a certain amount. It couldn't be like, it could be a percentage, but only up to something like $3,500. So were not able to rip off people the way they were able to originally when they realized, oh, this is easy to do this. People can do this on their own, but we'll do it for them and attach our legal authority to it. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to, my friend Karen's coming over tomorrow. She's going to take me to CVS so I can send that frame back to Amazon and get my credit. And because I already figured that into paying toward my Kindle. And then we're going to go out to lunch. And then back to painting. So I'll be here. I want to finish this today, and I don't see any reason why I can't. Now the new Kindle has Alexa, and I would not mind telling Alexa to play a song. In fact, that's pretty much really the only use I have for it. But to agree to use it, it includes permissions to order stuff by voice. I can't afford that because I talk about things all the time, and I say things like, remember to get. Well, if it recorded remember to get with this particular item, I would have at least 6 bottles coming to me. Because I say that every day to put this on my list, make sure I get another, ready to get another one of these really soon. Yeah, I'd be in trouble if I had something automated listening for that kind of thing. Also, it may sound petty, but I do not like Alexa's voice. I would be a better Alexa voice, and I'm not suggesting me. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like that with all of the mechanical voices, but there is definite overuse of those in YouTube. Oh my goodness. Really annoying. Okay, you have got to have the right angle. That's what I'm pausing at here. It's not the right angle. The curl's not going to go right, and I'll be annoyed with myself. So what? Can bring it out that far. Oops. Caca. Now I have to put a piece of this on it. Come here. All right. Ah, of course, it's on the floor. Ooh, come on. Stretch out. Make yourself at home. Yep. Ay, ay, ay. They're going to be difficult. Fold in the wrong direction. That's going to oxidize now. Oh, is that folded too? Well, these glasses aren't doing me much good, are they? Alright, that's going to have to be trimmed, but not immediately. Ah. bouncing around. All right. Now let's see. We have the big project coming into manifestation. It helps give birth to a bunch of smaller projects, which are awesome. We don't want any disconnect, because they're all in the vortex lined up. Ready. Now, when I work with eggshells, like doing miniature mosaics with pieces of eggshell, I use a piece of spaghetti, raw spaghetti, and touch it to a damp sponge, and then you touch it to the shiny side, because mostly the shiny side works best, to a piece of eggshell, and it sticks because of the starch in the raw spaghetti. And then when it stops sticking, you just crack it off, and a piece of spaghetti goes a long way. And sometimes, like especially finishing stuff, you can dip your brush into something like a glue or whatever and stick it directly to the piece of shell, and boom, it works up much faster. Working with this, it's slow. Now, even if it was real gold, I'd be more picky about what happened to the scraps. But that would work up faster simply because it can get wet. It's not going to oxidize from the glue. Although when you're putting it down, you do not use a water-based adhesive. It's actually more like a very sticky lacquer kind of a thing. Yeah, right there. Let it dry already, talking about it. Oh, come here. Yeah, you. Nice. Looks like a little butterfly. Alright. And definitely some more of these beautiful side projects. Inspiration after inspiration. Ideas just keep pouring forth into this particular reality. That was sloppy. Let's try that again. You. Oh my goodness, you're gonna unfold. Ugh. This neighborhood does not like that sound. have to look at this again. I think I'm still going to have to bring that line in. Oops. Here. So it's kind of like dust being held together by static electricity. Yep. That might be done. I will not be sure until after this is dry. This stuff's tedious but fun. Can I get that off? That, all right. Yep, I think we can fill in some of that right there. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay. Oh, cool. I can look at my phone's live feed, supposedly, and see the past. And see, do I like that or not? Too late. I committed. Yes. Yes. No. 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 Yes. Yes. Ooh, hey, easy now. Let go. Thank you. Good golly. Come on, we don't have all day. Oh, damn it. Stay right there. It's not listening. Misbehaving. Greetings, Charlie. How art thou today? I'm just sitting here fighting small pieces of metal foil stuff. Good. Welcome to the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go there, just Scrape you off later. Oop, get back there. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Must not have that. I think I've got to get to Michael's. They have another style of this. It's gold with rainbow effect in it. It's pretty cool. I think. I haven't worked with it. It might be like, oh, this was a waste of money, but it might be something really bitchin'. I don't know what the word for bitchin' is these days. Or really cool, or really good. It's like, what do you say? Really good, bitchin'? Dope, deaf. No, those are old now, aren't they? Bussin'. Bussin'. B-U-S-S-I-N. Bussin'. And that means the same as bitchin', dope, cool, groovy, awesome. That's bussin'. And does that apply to everything? Or can it be applied to everything? Or is it like only like for people things or food? The environment. That tree is bussin'. Yeah. Jeez. I gotta stop doing that. Is that a word you use much? Okay, okay. Where are we? Come back. Come back. The show. There we go. I do not. Oh, okay. See? Context matters. Although it could possibly be appropriate if it means like delicious and you apply it to a young person, such as yourself, you know. It's like, hey, listen. Don't lean on it. I don't know what I'm doing there. Leaning on the canvas, idiot. Canvas, not me. Isn't that lovely? All right, baby. Let's take home the gold. Oh, all of that. That should come out good. Time will tell. At least it will not take a lot of time. So Charlie, I have decided to try my best. I'm not saying it's going to be great, but I'm going to read my second novel out loud, like story time. I'm trying to come up with a format for that. Like once a week. Here or Twitch. It's more convenient if I do it here, because then it's an automatic save. Nomaris, part 1. Read it out loud. I'm going to read it out loud. Someone suggested that I do my books as Audible books because they are gaining huge popularity, And they think that my books would do very well that way. But the first book was not, as I discovered when I tried to read it out loud. I didn't write the first one for reading out loud. I really wrote it in a particular style to be read. So it was more difficult. But the second book, it's much faster paced, fewer characters, really a movie. It's already a movie. So it'd be like reading the movie script. Except I have to get into the different characters, which will be really challenging for me because that's not something I'm used to doing at all. So it could be very funny. And of course, I want it to be funny. We'll see. So I figured it's worth a try. And it's not a long book. This one's only... oh my God, where are my page numbers? Oh, I hope I fixed that. I must have fixed it. Well, guess what? I don't know how many pages this is. I know that I saved some papers to keep it this size so it wouldn't go to that next level of pricing. Because when you publish yourself, you pay for it by page. Well, by inches, I guess, you know. Because then you have to make the cover to fit it and blah, 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 a bunch of little technical things. I do know it's shorter than the first one. The first one's over 300 pages. This one, not only is it fewer pages, it's a larger print, which I did it actually at the time for the sake of my mother, because I wanted my mom to be able to read my second book because she loved the first one. And unfortunately, she was too far gone that way at that time to be able to keep up with the reading, and we didn't realize that her dementia had already started. Well, we knew she was having problems, but not dementia. But now I have to wait for that part to dry. And I'm gonna make this a taper. There we go. Oops, wrong thing. The Mentos carried me away. A Calgon, but for the mouth. I think I inhaled some of this gold. It's up my nose. Look at that beautiful, huge piece. Of course, it's not really huge. Huge would be, yeah, 4 by 4 inches or 3 by 3 inches. God, I can't remember how big those things were anymore. Reminded me of floppy disk size and boxes. Well, here I'll excite my palate a little more. Did you see the video where they compared or trying to figure out why Mentos in a bottle of soda, you know, went crazy? They discovered something that worked even more. Sand. It's not the Mentos. It's the bubbles and the rough surface area of the Mentos. And when you throw sand in, sand has a lot more surface area and like sharp edges kind of thing. And I thought, wow, I'm glad I don't drink soda. Let's burn all that in. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something besides eat Mentos. I am dangerous with these things. I don't know how it is with everybody else, but I like, when I start on these, I can do a half of a roll before I stop. So I have to consciously get up and move these away from me. Deliberately. Get something different. I went to the dollar store. Dollar store means junk run. And that's exactly what I did. And I got a bag of this stuff, Harry and David Sweet and Spicy Snack Mix. Honey roasted peanuts, hot Cajun sesame sticks, butter toffee peanuts, corn nuts. They put those in just so people break tooths. Honey sesame sticks and zesty peanuts. This savory blend or a Butterfinger. I'm dangerous myself today. This is what I get for going for a walk. I burned off calories. And I come home and eat them back up. Alright, we'll go sweet and then savory. I think 4 a.m. No, it was a YouTube video. It shows how to make this like a sugar sponge. It's a bizarre thing. And I think it's honeycomb is what it really is. What's the secret? I think the secret is something like baking soda. Put it into some hot sugary thing. I'm gonna have to look this up. But when those people were doing it, I think it was like a big amount. Like pour it out, it was like foam, because it foams up and then it's cooling down while it's still foam, and so you get these cool textures. I'd love to do that just to see what it does in person. I had a book I gave to my nephew's wife because they got a couple kids. And of course, it's all about sugar, so I probably shouldn't have done that. But I was moving. I couldn't take all my books with me. And I had some really awesome books, lots of pictures, great instructions. And I got into not making so much as learning about playing with sugar. You know, getting inventive with sugar. And it seemed to me one of the ideal things to play with, because like soap, you only need water for cleanup, really. I mean, it dissolves it. But you don't need precious oils like you do with soap, which gets very costly. Both things are hot enough to burn you. Soap less so than sugar. But both of them can be cleaned up fairly easily, and that's a big advantage when you're messing around in your kitchen. So I remember a couple of techniques, which I have since seen on those baking shows. And there's some candy shows and things like that. It's like, I know how you do that. I learned how to do that before I got to see people do it live because of all the pictures. Like, oh, man, I want to try that. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look up some cool stuff. And I never thought about candy making growing up. It didn't occur to me that people made candy. I don't know why. I've been in candy stores, like chocolatiers, and you see awesome stuff. And I just didn't think of it being something you could do at home, I guess. So it just left my consciousness. I wasn't really curious about it. And nobody in my family messed around with sugar. We were bakers. Yes, and that was pretty much it. So seeing sugar done, it was a lot of fun. Just like cookies. I am not a baker, as you know. I can say I'm really good with some breads, and I have over the years learned how to make a couple of cookies that are really good. But for the most part, my cookies were famous for being, you know, imitations. That you hang them up, ornaments, throwing stars. They were deadly. But I had a book on cookies and gingerbread houses and icings and decorating cookies. I really wanted to get into decorating them. Not eating them, just making basic cookies in cool shapes and decorating. So I gave that away too. But they were fun to have while I had them, you know. I did read them and study the pictures, and I wish I could say I committed things to memory, but there's pretty much nothing in there. So that is the advantage and reason one keeps books, is because they remember for you. And right now, with fascism spreading across our country, countries. We have to be vigilant to protect our libraries, our books. As they say, those who do not remember history are doomed to repeat it. And since I don't hear a bunch of people saying how awesome the recent past has been, I would say we shouldn't want to repeat it. We should want to get ahead. But oh dear, that's crazy liberal talk. Move forward? No. We want to go back to putting people in stocks in the village square. Because we don't have any more village squares. We'll build a village square. Sorry. I know it sounds so whiny. Okay. We're almost there. I just have to let this dry, come back, brush it off and see what has, you know, permanently stuck to this. Do touch-ups if necessary. But in the meantime, while I have this out, I see things here that need some support. Oh, what's that? I don't know. Nothing I want. We don't want too much of that on top of the gold. That's when we're going to start to see them black out. All right. Let's put this away for now. What a mess this makes. Well, I didn't sweep yet today, so we're good. I will need to clean the water, so we'll just leave this here for a minute and gaze upon its craziness. And this is my personal vortex. Okay, let's put that down and collect the gold. All right, let me move this where it's going to be safe for a few minutes. Because there is something I wanted to check out. We have this amazing watercolor paper, which I've been using for tests and really, really glued in there. Boy, this stuff's tricky. All right. Let me put this in a safe place. Okay, you just stay right there. Right here. Let me flatten that out for me. Thank you. I think I'll take this opportunity to have another piece of candy. I'm going to have to take an extra walk just because of this. Mmm. Hmm. Interesting. How do we want to do this? Shader. They feel so smooth while they're new. All right, these are supposed to be, if you went to the beach and you wanted to paint it, got my browns together, and the browns go into the greens. And then, of course, we've got the watercolors. And our lovely sky effects. So, does it matter? I am not a watercolor artist. It's not going to matter as much to me as it might to some of you. So really, what you want to do with these, or any set that you're able to take these things out and place them, which is ideal. High-end stuff, you can do that with, for sure. They call them pans and half pans. The size of this, I'm going to say, it's a half pan. All right. Get a little water. Let's start with this sparkly gray. All right, we got a silver. Wow, looks like it's picking up color very well. Nice. Now it's full of mica. I am not putting them into a permanent palette. Certainly not at this point. We just want to see what colors they have. See, we've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll go across. Ooh. Stormy weather. Nice, nice. I keep saying that. I'll probably say it more. This has been a, gosh darn it. I wanted to study master lamp, but I couldn't because I was without energy. Ah, okay. Well, at least you're being honest about it. You did not fuel your brain, in other words. Okay. And now you're too tired to do that? Ooh, this is beautiful. This is too bad there's so much mica in this. Oh no. Oh, sorry to hear it. You gotta remember to fuel up in the future. It's kind of late to fuel up when you want to go to sleep. Wow, these are pretty concentrated. I'm actually surprised. Like, wow. Let's try some purple. Wow, that looks awesome. It's already got black in it. Wow, that's purple. I kind of like that over here with these. But this is a different blue. What the last episode is now? Oh, good. Well, somewhat's better than pissed off about it. Oh, yeah. Black teal. I suppose I should be filling that out, but I wanted them to be very neat, and I'm being sloppy right now. Emerald, olive. Emerald always looks so garish to me. You don't really find this in nature very much. But a lot of this, of course, you've got to blend to get anything that's going to be remotely realistic. That's more like a spring green. there's that. An olive. Now this raw sepia, I think, but it's got that green in it, and it will work very nicely right there. Okay. Well, they use that in purity, like with silver. The purity of silver is 0.99999, whatever, something like that, when you buy a nugget of silver. What is this? Is that purple? Ooh. That's delicious. I am blown away by how concentrated these really are. I was half expecting this to be like a kid's paint set. It's a little too close. Maybe we'll see the good of that when they are mixed with other colors. Yeah, we got our reddish there. Okay. Just 4 more. You need a break, Charlie. You need a reward. Something to bring a smile to your face. What do you treat yourself with? Besides the newspaper and coffee. Oh, lovely. That goes well there. This is a very nice little palette. Now, they're calling it sparkly or glittery or some stupid thing. And it is loaded with mica on the surface. I guess I'll see more of it when it dries, but right now, it's not impressive in terms of that, which I am happy about. I didn't realize when I ordered it that it was glittery watercolor. 24 colors, ocean color. That was it. I was not expecting the glittery part. I didn't see that when I put the order together. So, okay. Now, I don't know, Charlie, of course, you being a boy, I tend to doubt that your mom made sure when you were a little kid you had coloring books and little stupid paints that they are impossible to paint with. I'd like to think that in Portugal they had better ideas for their children. We had, as children, some of the worst pretend art supplies ever. They may as well have just made everything like it kind of was, like playing doctor. You didn't have real pills in your little nurse's kit, and you didn't have real pigments or anything close to color in your real or fake watercolors. All right, I think I like that arrangement. Even the purple being way over here because of this blackened purple. And now that some of this is drying, you can see more of the glittery. Not horrible. You have to see how well it dries. Okay, and now I get to do that all again, but not as bad. At least I know where I wanted these things. I think I like the way I laid them out right off the bat. So this silver is number 1. And put on this watercolor paper, which is not a brighter white. It is a rough, less expensive, slightly off white, as you can see, paper. So that's cool too, because now we can see high-end cold press versus a lower end rough. Now, I guess this is good for the way this set is set up. Probably good for doing stuff live and, you know, out in the wilds. Maybe I need a wireless headset. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Charlie. The least it could do is be good at its job. That's intense. Yeah, this stuff is good. Pigment-wise, I mean, look at this. That's just water on top of the stuff I already put there. It just... Gone are the days of it taking forever to bring up a little pigment. It's more than enough there. Lovely little blackened plum. Aloha. Oh yeah, Elon Musk. Of course, Jimmy Kimmel had something to say about it, and so did Stephen Colbert. They made me laugh. They did not philosophize about it. Space is big. It's true. Like the song, 8 miles high. You need more laughter. You can't create from a lousy feeling place. You can only create good from a good feeling place. If you're having a bad feeling time, go to sleep. Take a nap. Take a walk. Have a drink. Well, if you're of age, and you can. Whatever it takes to break the spell that makes you believe you're actually in a hell, because this can be heaven if you are paying attention. But you got to focus. This is the new watercolor set, and it's full of mica, and they're calling it glittery. But once you get over the first bit of it, there is lots of mica in it. But it seems like it's getting sucked right down into the paper rather than floating on top. Maybe with enough water it would float. Not that I wanted to. But I would have to say, It's very heavily pigmented. It dissolves readily. So it's not like sitting there for half an hour trying to get a brush full of pigment up. And it was $12 for 24 colors, 24 half pans. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how the color, the strength of the color tinting. They are pretty standard watercolors. That's Terra Verte. Seeing them out here makes me go, ah, I could take out my Winsor Newton chart and we can come up with the pigments that they used for the base color. Now, I get all kinds of weird sounds in this place, and I can't tell you what's making them. It could be that the hawks hang out over me. Not that I'm thrilled with that because, you know, hawks eat other birds and mice, and if they're desperate enough, they'll tangle with a cat. Well, that's good that she's resting. You know, give her affection. Tell her you love her. Sing loving songs. Oh, Agnes! All right. They're coming to take me away. Ha ha! Well, this town used to have a funny farm. And it was quite historic. It was a state hospital. Huge underground tunnels to get people to their different departments, and also to maintain the electrical system. They had their own farm and a bunch of other things that made them more self-sufficient. But that stuff fell away and became too expensive, I guess, and it fell into disrepair, and before you knew it, it was like, well, we're letting all the patients go. We're just letting them all go. And they gave them 30 days worth of pills and sent them down the road. I mean, literally threw them out. Patients that had been there, some of them for years. Here you go. You have clothes on your back. You got a month's worth of pills. Good luck. Just go downtown, just follow this road, and eventually you'll reach a welfare office. Someone there should help you. We are not really sure who. But don't worry about a thing. Happy 421. Yeah, yesterday by the time I got home and fed, it was like, I'll just Skype with Rich. It was a long day. But today, I went for my little walk with my little friend, Ellen. Which apparently was notable because, oh, you went for a little walk. Yeah. Did you want to go with us? We're going from bus stop to bus stop. All right, last one. Yeah, I would say this is a great, whoops, it's a great travel set for somebody like me who's an idiot with travel sets. There are much nicer and more convenient to carry all that stuff available. I know that. For what I would do, I don't go outside to paint. If I did, these are probably, well, this style is the best way to go. Now, if you are serious about your art, I'll recommend Sarah Burns' studio. Sarah, she does all kinds of stuff, and she makes color charts. She talks about arranging things and painting outside. Most of what she does is outside. If it's inside, I think she uses photographs that she took outside or scenes that she found she just liked. But she does wonderful gouache and watercolor sceneries. Oh, yeah? All right. So when you record it, you record the game? I mean, the whole game? I don't know what kind of... If I did that, I would be out of space so fast. Oh. Okay, the purple apparently was not dry yet. We'll let this continue to dry, and we'll let that continue to dry. And I'm going to go wash my hand and change my water. Wrong spot. Okay. Break time. I can't decide. Oh, I could do this now or go for the peanut butter breath and then come back to this. Oops. This will have to go into a zipping bag because I'm not sitting here and eating all of that. But let's take a look at it. It looks shiny. That means it's got sugar in it. Indeed it does. And that does not have sugar in it. You can tell. Shiny. Let me go away from you. Well, now I can record using Streamlabs, or I can record using Logitech, the software it comes with. But that's not the screen, that's me. You know, cameras. Well, I am glad you're having a good time. It's important. Well, it's pretty good. That's interesting. I'm eating peanuts, but their texture is, I don't know, kind of light. definitely. It's not like a dry roasted peanut at all. Good. Okay, I can say if you like very mildly spicy and sweet, at the $1.25 store, Harry and David. Now remember, $1.25 stores are not consistent. They try to be. But like, I had an urge for those Swiss rolls, and there were usually like 2 or 3 brands with offerings like that. This last time, it was a Swiss offering, a roll offering by a company I never heard of, and the chocolate was flavored chocolate, like, you know, chocolate flavor. Like, I want to see real chocolate. Oh, cool. Well, we're investigating UFOs right now, so why not? Uh-oh. I should probably avoid those. Tasty corn nut. They need to rename them more appropriately. Would be corn rocks. I should know better. I have crowns. Oh, this is funny. I wanted to see if 901 came in on any national lottery, any state. I didn't find out that, but apparently some people really into gambling, and they try to survive with that, which is scary. Serious gamblers. It turns out there is something called a 901 system, which is supposed to help you win the lottery more frequently. I'm like, okay, cool. I looked through it and it's like, no, that's nothing I would ever bother with. It's too many numbers. I see numbers and I start erecting little crosses. Stay away. Although I will get better with that. So have you seen any space documents? Like what? I think you're talking about documentaries, right? $9.01. If you search for the number 901 and the word lotteries, it'll probably bring you to that same, it's like a bulletin board kind of a site. It's not of any factual anything. Oh, yeah. Many light years. Hard to fathom. It's like, how do you imagine 1,000,000 miles when you can't even really imagine 1,000 miles? I mean, you can look on a map and you know it's like 3,000 miles coast to coast, all right, in continental US. But if you're on a road, standing on any road, try to see 1,000 miles down the road. You can't. Oh, cool. Who did this one? Is it a NASA documentary? Or from Planetary Society? Is it Neil approved? I loved his appearances on The Big Bang Theory. Not NASA. Is it a new one? Does it have images from the James Webb Telescope? I don't think so. These are good. Maybe I will eat them. Well, except for these little tasty devils. God, what can you do with those besides crack a tooth on them? Can you cook with these? Can you rehydrate them or something? Get a different flavor? Oh, no. Don't do it. I know. When my father died, I had a star named for him. Got a star map and everything to show where it was. I don't know if I bought a second binary system to represent my father and my stepmother. That's how we are. We are too. You guys really need to read Childhood's End. If you like science fiction. It was written around the time I was born. Doc, I think you would enjoy it. Especially you. I could see you as the hero of the story at the end, the second part. These are too good. Or I'm too hungry and I don't realize it. Or I have the munchies. I didn't realize it. Nope, too wet. want to put this in here. Not a good idea until it's dry. Yeah, you can see the mica on the surface of most of these, but not all. That one doesn't look like it's got very much. What are those clowns about? Are those clowns? What am I looking at? I can't be sure. Yep. I can see where this is just... This is good for munchies. It's got different textures, different flavors. That is a candy-coated nut right there. Oh, is that what they are? Oh, I didn't know. They're so tiny. Are those flying saucers for hair? Or a hat of some kind? Really? What is it? Tell me. The overall universe has a name? They named the overall universe? Holy shit. How do I not know that? Logo of Kalani. What does that mean? Universe? All that is? Heavenly body. Wow. So, loco beautiful. Huh. How many people named their children that? I have given birth to a heavenly body. Well, it wouldn't surprise me that it came out of Hawaii because of the telescope there. Yeah. Ah. Ah. What does it mean? So it was Lonnie, mean the body or the heavenly? Is that an icky or an iki? Icky Elio. Oh, sweet. Oh. Interesting. Well, the air in Hawaii is very sweet. Little dog. Oh, that's cute. Little dogs. What? Oh, E key. Oh, almost did it. E key. That's cute. That's a good one. Was it a really teeny one? Man, it was taking a long time to dry up. Oh, I know. I have my air purifier on. I'll put it where it's creating a bit of a draft. Aww. Oh, that's really funny. Your building has the word Lonnie in it. Home sweet home. That's all right, because I try to type and I get so many word substitutes that go up there instead of what I'm typing. I have to keep backtracking. I'm the lucky one. I get to just talk. I need to invest in some of those little clips. All right, let me go put this in the next to the air purifier. You just stay there for the moment. Yeah. Need to get a little draft going over the top of it. Okay, and now take a look. Look at the size of that sucker. "10" Kindle. Now, yeah, I can't do with this 10" what I could do with the smaller one, and that makes me a little bit nervous. Like, maybe I'm not gonna like this unless I can come up with another way of dealing with this. I might have to just buy another case for it. Yeah, I'd like it on a more extreme angle. Let's see. Get out of there. All right, you gotta check this out. It is a monster. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess because this was the one That was an incredible bargain. And that's what I was hoping for, was a bargain. And I basically leaped for that. And I should have looked twice. Because I guess I've got to adjust things like on the font and stuff. Because look at my city. Oh my God, the color is... Am I hearing my city? No, we don't want sounds. Yeah, we are. Off. Uh-oh. This is a humongous. Okay, this is my city. Part of my city. This is where all my factories are. No manufacturing. Wow. Let's check it out. These are... I've already won so many tokens, they won't let me collect most of them. Oh, sorry, that was money. I didn't want to collect that yet. I'm not sure what this looks like. It looks so different. Oh, I see. Okay. Now, this is not how I would build a city normally. Not for what my personal tastes. But because they have challenges in this, the contests, they have things like what they call epic buildings. And you get an epic challenge. And it just go away. Like most of anything you see a coin floating above is a epic building, and you improve it up to the point of a gold coin. The gold coins and the silver ones, and there's a bronze one you won't see around my city. You can apply them to your factories and speed up the production. Not the factories, but your stores making furniture and things like that. You can go 4 times as fast or 12 times as fast. So gold is obviously what you want. Now this area is I'm calling it my staging area. This is never going to stay this way. It's just all this stuff that I have that I needed to put out there so that when I'm doing challenges, I can erect a house real fast like that. And then you put stuff to improve it, blah, blah, blah. It's a really involved game. I've been playing it for over 30 years, and it's been around, how long have I been? Since 2016, or maybe the year before they came out with the mobile version. I discovered it right after Glenn and I broke up. It's like perfect timing. I can go back to Sim City. Now I've got, oh, this is so cute. They have all kinds of things here. Now I'm going to have an event. They had their 30th anniversary, and they made one of the prizes a building that makes parades happen. Well, it depends on what you're doing. When you need to move your finger fast to move things in the city, you want to be able to not have that much room. But here it's putting up floats and balloons. Here, let's see if you can. Wow, this is bizarre. Let me see if I can just make it as big as possible so you can see it. Okay, the symbol of SimCity is Maximan. And that's this guy on the end of the building here, like a superhero kind of a guy, all in black and orange. And they've got a float. And the cutest thing is, now this parade's going to go around and I'll follow it, because at the end of the parade, Maximan shrinks back down. Basically, they put the parade back in a little box and go home. Some of them linger on the streets. Now this is a zone that needs to be repaired, but I get points for repairing it, so I'm waiting until I get paid to do it. Hey. The drag is, like with the original SimCity, you can toggle things on and off. So like, for example, that I might be able to click something so you can't see any of that. They had everything separated into layers, like all the plumbing for the city, the roads, all had their own layers, so you could see if roads were crumbling or you were having a problem with your water mains, things like that. It was the main game was as closely aligned to real city operations and dynamics as they could make it. Oh, do you? Yeah, she's let's go back here. Yeah. So I think once we turn a couple of corners, the parade starts to go down, and you'll see the balloons deflate. And then the people, sometimes they let them go. The Halloween ones, every holiday has a parade of some kind. So this is their own parade. It's a Sim City. Yay, we've existed 30 years. We made it. Who knew? But we did have to sell out and blend ourselves with EA. Maxi, M-A-X-I was the name of the, there it goes. Maxi Man just reduced. And now the parade's over. They'll mill about aimlessly a bit. And then disperse back to their own, you know, things. So, yes, this is my... I don't usually take it out during the day like this. I take it out in the morning with my cup of tea after my meditation. So, oh yeah, the celebration with Maxi Man, they made the building look like a birthday cake. Now, this is a pride celebration. We also have a gay pride parade and a gay wedding place. EA is equal opportunity. So as you can see, I love colorful things. So this is the seashore. Now these don't make me any points. I just did this for my own amusement. But when you're doing contests and you have a building you need to work on, you get points for points, and you get all these prizes. Now, I'm not collecting that because, oh, I'll collect that. These are really important, but I don't need them right now. And once I collect it, I have 24 hours at the most, I think, to make a purchase for $5 for $250 of Sim Cash, which does have its use. These are the assignments. And I dropped in my league last time, no matter how hard I tried. I'm just like not able to keep up. I used to be number one all the time. Now we have a champion who is amazing. So we have all of these cool things on the seashore and also mountainsides. So a building close to the seashore or just beach, you get points for fulfilling demands for each one when the contest starts. You've got an airport. Oh, I've got a collection of castles. I've got a train. Let's see if I can get it to... where was my train? Everything pretty much does something. Running water, lights, fountains, paragliding. They're climbing, they're falling, they have emergency services. And at night, you know, but I have duplicates of things because I won them. And there's my little steam engine. The reason I have duplicates up there is because they give the maximum amount of points in a challenge. So you want to get your challenges done as quickly as possible because time is of the essence in seeing how many you can get done. And so basically you line stuff up. But there's fun stuff like, well, that went in the wrong way, but come on, sideways. The Ferris wheel. Our little clubs, and oh yes, the roller coaster. Yes, it does have a set of cars going. And everything that's visible, it does travel, I think. They did such a good job with this. So yeah, when you put these things in, you find yourself going, wow, that is cool. We don't have any crime or homeless because I have a happy city of over 2 million, and they are 100% happy with their mayor. They are frequently launching parades for me. I love nature, so it has reflected in my city. I have lots of parks, education, lots of education, good travel, and every single residence is covered by police, fire, and health clinics. So there are no homeless. We party all the time. We're big on fireworks. This is a rock concert. They're having a wonderful time here. Well, the way they have it now, my city is big enough where you can't get the whole city in a one frame. This is as small as I can make it, apparently. Okay, it's night now. Here's my mountain range. Again, if this was my real place, if I was going to live here in this city, there would be almost nothing in the city. All right, because I would make it way stretched out, lots of woods and water and things like that. But that's not how you win. And when I first started, I was so disappointed to realize that for me to progress in the game, in the mobile version, you have to reach different levels, and then another problem is, like, when I first started playing, you just bought the game and you played it as the game, forever. It didn't go out of, it didn't go stale or anything. And then they came out with the mobile version, and you have to actually use real money to keep up with stuff. So they've got your arm, it's like, this is the only game, this and Scrabble. I play the Scrabble game. I know, I would love to move in. And there was frequently daydreaming of moving into different areas, like all the stuff you see floating around, as those are challenge things I can't get rid of, and money I cannot collect because I will not enlarge my neobank because I'm too stubborn. But I put in stuff like this. They put this, finally, after all these years, they created a decorative walkway that is full of beautiful cherry blossoms. And your traffic will go down there and you don't have to upgrade it. So it's kind of cool about that. But it's very expensive. 10,000 coins per one section. So, I've just been doing things slowly. It looks really weird to me, like everything is so big. All the words, the numbers, all that stuff is like way big. I also have other regions. I have opened up other regions by reaching goals like population goals is what it is. And I haven't reached enough altogether to be able to open Cactus Canyon. I've got the fjords. The fjords are cute. Even though it's frickin' freezing. They have one side, it's all snowy, and whatever you put there is going to get frost on it. Sorry. But you've got the other side of the fjords, and it's always green. So here's the green side. It has its own mountain range. There's the fjords in the center. Oh yeah, and the industry here is fish. So it's every 6 minutes you get another 6 of whatever it is in your city. Every city has its own currency. Every city, or what they call it, it's not city, it's every region. Then we've got the icy side, and it is everything frozen. So it's got some cool stuff that goes with being a frozen wasteland. No wasteland. It's a lot. This is where you put all your Christmassy stuff because you got a lot of snow. The moon people. Oh, how cool! Moon or monkey. The sea monkeys. How disappointing they were. Now here we've got some bridges. Well, a bridge, I guess. And it's a beautiful region. So here I've got, like, it's permanently Christmas on this side of the fjord. And I've got summer stuff going on this side of the fjord. Castles everywhere. All right, so let's see what else we have. Okay, so that's one. Then we've got Green Valley. Green Valley is clearly about environmental awareness. It manufactures yoga mats, flip-flop sandals, and recycled fabric shopping bags. And all of the housing has gardens somewhere incorporated in it. Now this is it manufactures recycled rags. And I'm collecting what I already made. And then we have yoga mat, and sandals. Oh, come back here. Sandals. And of course, every time you want to make something, it tells you what you need to do that and how long it's going to take. A yoga mat is 3 hours and 11 minutes. It takes some time. The designs on these homes are real fun because, like I said, they all have greenery. They all have some kind of water, usually. Lots of terraces, rooftop pools. And somewhere I've got, we have like a rotating apartment building and rotating gardens. Like super futuristic kinds of things. Okay, this one is Asia, basically. We have limestone cliffs. I also put my Tokyo buildings here. They're very different. Tokyo buildings, when they're fully done, are very commercial, like real Tokyo. There's billboards that are moving and advertising half-naked girls, that kind of thing. Here we have, of course, it manufactures silk, produce silk, and then go to the factory next door, and you can make your robes, aka kimono. You have your fan, and then you have your silk thread. That's a spindle of thread. They call it yarn or something like that. What do they call it? String. They call it string. Okay. I guess whoever was doing that project that day could not remember what the word was, just like me looking for the word dementia. So I don't know, the D word, having to do with the head. Oh yes, and we have casinos. Why are you not standing upright? Oh, there we go. Now these things, all the fancy buildings, you have to earn. Some of them include paying for them in one way or another. But these colorful buildings that are really fun at night. You earn them through doing various tasks, challenges, blah, blah, blah. This one actually says casino on it, which is rare because in SimCity, what they do is they have a fake language which only sounds or looks vaguely Englishy because it's supposed to cover everybody. It's an international game, so, you know. But this one clearly says casino, and that's kind of amusing. Let's see what else we have. Oh, the Tropical Isle. The Tropical Isle is actually where I was building gazebo. Now I've got a problem, and that gazebo is turned pink for the story, and clearly that's not the reality here. I was practicing putting things here for when I was working out the second gazebo story. Now I'm just putting everything back in the box. Okay, these are bottles of coconut oil. That's a tropical cocktail. And these are obviously coconut farm. And we have palm trees. Now, lots of little islands. Oh yeah, I didn't show you our Asian area. Now this is mixed tropical and Latin because I love the colors of the Latin buildings. They're just so happy and perfect, you know, for very sunny places. Nevertheless, we have some fun, weird things like this giant chicken sculpture. It's chicken in a basket, but definitely not Kentucky Fried. And I have it here. We've got entertainment, lots of, you know, fresh air, water, places to go ride your bike, and beaches. Lots and lots and lots of beaches. And here we've got fun stuff like an island that sinks, or the sirens call it. That's mermaids. Here is an amazing invention. Let me see if I can make this big. This is, for some reason, on the water, but what's it called? An oceanic garden. I don't know if there's enough contrast for you to see that. Can you see that, or is it all blurry? With my glasses, there's no way for me to tell. It looks slow up there. Well, this is going to be interesting. I can see it on my main screen. I'm not sure if it's clear or blurry. Oh, good. You should also be able to see the tide or the waves. Now, I know it's silly, but I have found it extremely relaxing to turn to this game to just watch it rain when it does. You can't control it. Or watch, you know, the sunrise, sunset kind of, you know, change in lighting. Or down by the water, watching the waves. And in towns or cities where I have a lighthouse, I have an Easter egg island. Just silly stuff. But part of me is an extremely silly person. So there we have it. This gigantic thing. I'm just going to have to break down and get another case. I thought I was going to save money with this one. Actually, this is identical to the one I have for the smaller one, but it doesn't do the same thing, because what I was doing with before was taking this elastic that's really just meant to keep the cover down, or it's magnetic, but I was bringing it up and making it stay like this, so I got the extra angle here. There are dolphins. Yes, I have a dolphin island. There's definitely a little bit of everything. Now this is where I was building gazebo. This is actually was supposed to be gazebo, but I'm taking it apart right now because this is from last time, and now gazebo is quite different with the splitting it and all that. So this I'm going to redevelop into, I don't know, probably my private island, because why not? And then returning to the capital city. So this is how I amuse myself when I'm having my morning tea. That's pretty much after I do a puzzle, my meditation, and if I haven't caught up, my Scrabble moves from the night before. So yeah, got a couple of lighthouses and lots of entertainment, lots of entertainment. Nomaris is not, Nomaris doesn't build things like this. They have beaches and all that, but it's not like this. So this has a pretty background. Look at that, some ocean. Well, that's relaxing for summer. I wonder if it stays that way or not. I don't know. I am still learning. Apparently Alexa was successfully installed. I'll learn more about it. Did it turn off? Yes, good. Yay! That works. So, now I gotta put it somewhere. There. Oh, let me go see how we did. I promised myself I would finish this today. Mm-hmm. Oopsie. I'd say, oh, I better be careful. I'm going to break that. But I did that years ago. All right, let me see. Interesting. Well, well, well. Oh, yes. Well, yes and no. No. Let me put it this way. If I go anywhere overnight, absolutely, it comes with me. Yeah, anywhere where I'm not going to be back home. I used to carry the Kindle around with me all the time, but that was before I started playing games on my phone. Now that I can do it on something smaller, I do that. I play phone games for doctors' offices, like waiting rooms, and also my word games are on there. And SimCity, I don't do email, Facebook. Actually, I don't do any social media on my phone if I can help it, aside from Instagram, because you have to, that's a kind of here and now thing. Okay, well, I think I did enough damage on this for now. I'm going to have to do something with it. Oh. Time for the lights. What the hell time is it? Okay, I think now this is a thought. Okay, now we've talked about our what I call our personal cornucopia. Think of a cornucopia, the shape of it, right? It's big horn opening, and then it twists around to a little point, like you could hold it up like it was a chauffeur, and blow through it and make a horn sound. Except the cornucopia is meant to hold the bounty of the season, whatever that season is, but the bounty of life. Every one of us has what, in the terms of Abraham Hicks, a vortex. It's kind of like your holding place where everything you've ever wanted, the imprint of it goes. Or you can think of it as an imprint. I think for humans, one of the easier ways to think of it is a cornucopia. Every time you find yourself getting excited and happy about something, and you also see what you don't want, this creates an energy, like a vibration, and the vibration goes into your cornucopia. Now, think of it as it's holding all of the things you want, the things that you want to call into your life, your savings account, all right? But it's in this big vortex of energy. And when you get out of your own way, it naturally flows into your life. And if you are finding yourself, falling into giving your energy and attention to things that cannot happen, like the past, because you can't bring the past back. So therefore, that's literally a waste of energy. While you're sitting there thinking about the past, you've already been there, done that. You can't recreate that except in a bad way for the future. So you have to move on and you want to draw more things out of your cornucopia, out of your vortex, into your now. But you can't do that when you're negative. So every time you are in your good place and you're taking care of yourself and you're feeling good, that's the idea. Feel good. You want to feel good. As long as you're feeling good, you're wide open, right? You're connected. You feel yourself being lighter. But when you're not having that lightness, that laughter, that playful attitude, life is harder. And you also are pinching off your life source or your cornucopia. So if you were to think of what's in your cornucopia, and because you need things to represent your stuff, because you have over your lifetime, even you young person, you put a lot of energy into these things. Intentionally, not intentionally, just anything you crave, anything you desire along the way goes here. Okay, aloha. Uh-oh. a fast. I hate doing anything fast. So if you were going to draw your energetic cornucopia, a symbol to represent, like an example, this here represents this book being turned into a movie. And these are other creative projects that make me feel good and I want to call into this world, and also things I want to bring gold to me in a more literal sense. So if you were going to draw your own and you were going to use gold or silver, although I think gold is best, to represent the gold that you have in your future, that you've stashed in your cornucopia to pour out later in your life, how boldly would you fill that? What would you put in that consciously? What would you like to have waiting for you in your future? Think about that. And then clean your glasses and see it happening. See it coming to you. See it going into your cornucopia to wait until the time is right. And then when all the circumstances come together perfectly, because it already knows what you want, it'll just pour out into your life. And because this is energy, and you are only affecting your own life directly, nobody else is. I mean, you can do things that will affect other people, but when you're putting your energy out, it's not about other people, because you can't make choices for people and you can't take actions for people. Everybody's got to do it themselves. So if you spend some time thinking about what kind of things, what kind of events, like if you want to travel, you want to see that happening in your head. See yourself getting there. How do you get there? Do you get there with the happy experience, or do you go there grumbling? Oh, I had delays and delays. I mean, there are people, by the way, who do imagine all the crap when they think about the future. It's like, I'd like to go here, but... And I've blocked myself, by the way, with the same kind of things. I'd like to travel, but the thought of getting on an airplane for, more than a couple hours is not something that I look forward to. But if I just limit myself to 2 hours max flight time, I'm not going to really get very far from where I'm at. And if I want to see something different, obviously I'm going to have to fly a ways. And, one direction I'm going over the ocean, another direction I'm going to Canada, another one I'm going to Mexico, or down over our country all the way down. It's, either way, if I want to end up someplace different, I got to see it in my head. And once you start putting things into your personal cornucopia of the future, it starts feeling good. And you don't ever want to sit there and try and put something in your cornucopia that doesn't feel good, or you're not feeling good when you're trying to do it, because it's your feelings that place it. So sure, if you're in a grumpy mood, you can say, yeah, I'd like to imagine myself on the other side of this damn country because I am not happy where I'm at right now. Now, that is not a good way to manifest anything. Imagine the energy of what's really being planted in your future. It sounds like a bad time to me. So I don't think in those kinds of terms. I got paint on my glasses. I just try to think of the best case scenarios. If I'm going to travel somewhere by plane, and really not many people enjoy being a passenger on a plane. Not really. Not these days. It used to be cool. But also, not many of us can afford first class. So when I think of going somewhere, I tend to think of what I could actually afford in this now, which would be, well, what's poverty class? Basically, coach, whatever, is the least expensive route. And that usually means some discomfort is involved. and maybe too crowded, etc. And I don't want to imagine those kinds of things. If I'm going to go through the effort of travel, I want the whole thing to be awesome. So I imagine I have the means to go first class. I have never been in first class. I can't even tell you what it looks like. But I do imagine that for very minimally, it has more leg room. And I have heard about free drinks, but I don't drink, so that's kind of like, who cares? I guess the food is a step better. I don't know. I'm assuming it's better, but mostly what I see in first class is a little bit more privacy and a significant amount of room that you would not have if you were crammed in coach. So I like that. So now when I'm thinking about traveling, I'm thinking of how would it be first class. And that's what I want to see in my future, a first class trips. And it's different now. I mean, when I'm doing that now, but years ago when I would plan a trip, I was not thinking first class because I was planning in a practical way and all connected to what I could do, what I could manage on my own. I wasn't including the vast universe, which is with me at all times, just like it's with you. If you acknowledge it, you get things done faster and more easily. And of course, you're free to do all the struggling you want. Or if you believe that your success is reliant on some kind of sacrifice, you're free to sacrifice as well. But really, if you understand how much can be accomplished just through pure thought with the matching vibrations, you will start to impress yourself. And you will amaze yourself. And when you start doing that, you're going to go through a little ego boost where you feel a little godlike. But you'll get over that because the universe laughs at us and with us. Because it's us. And it keeps us kind of humble, whether we want to be or not. It's all right. So when you're thinking about what do you want? And you don't know what your ultimate is because you haven't been there. You're really, no matter how old you are, you're just starting out on this planet. There's so much to see and do and so much space to cover for one little person. You're not going to see it all. You're not going to do it all. No matter how much money you have, you're just never going to live long enough to do everything there is to do. You're never going to read all the books. Never going to learn every language there is to learn. You know, it's just... So don't worry about that kind of thing. Just think about, well, what I would like to do sounds good to do. I would like to take a trip on the Orient Express. And the only reason I say that is because, well, I know the Orient Express is a really top shelf train. And that would be a really expensive trip. Nevertheless, it would be nice to do that. Therefore, I'm putting it into my future. A trip on the Orient Express. Whereas a year ago, I wouldn't have. A year ago, I would have said, yeah. I'm still working on my overnighter to Toronto. So that will come first, just for practice. Also, I would rather take a train than fly. Unfortunately, there are things I'd like to see in this world that must include flying, because it's the only way to get there. Although I suppose an intricate arrangement with lots of boats might happen. Roads and trains. The old way before the invention of planes. And I'm sorry that in my lifetime there's just so many political issues that result in us being unable to visit certain parts of the world and just walk around and freely enjoy the environment. Like China. China is, from every photo I've seen of different areas of China, just beautiful, beautiful, amazingly beautiful country. And it would be great to be able to just wander around there. Of course, that's completely not going to ever happen, but if there were no political issues, people could do that. We could just roam the planet and share our environments and check it out. Look what it's like here, and here, and there, and there. But there's always something. When I was a teenager, I got obsessed with going to Haifa port in Israel. I wanted to come in on a boat and see Haifa port with my own eyes. And I felt so affectionate towards that whole idea. Then later, all around that time also, I wanted to volunteer on a kibbutz for a year because I believed it would be a nice thing to do, a new experience that because of my volunteer work I wouldn't have to pay for, and that would take care of my travel and place to stay and food and all that. But then the wars, the war. It's like they never frickin' stop fighting over there. It's like, oh, fuck all you people. I am not ever coming over there. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that entire area. I'm not going anywhere near it. And that's a shame because they have so much to offer. Not just Israel, everywhere. All of them. They all have history that's contributed to the greatness of humanity. And we get lost and we forget all about our accomplishments because we're so busy fighting over pieces of land and making sure everybody has the same religion and do what I say, do what I say, do what I say. It's like, no. No, we're not going to be a happy way until you understand that everybody needs to have the freedom to be themselves. And that's everywhere at all times. As long as, we've got civil laws, like murder is still not okay. Just because we say we want you to enjoy your life, it doesn't mean you can enjoy killing people. But, yeah, we definitely, it's so bizarre to be in this time where we've got the minority trying to turn this whole world fascist. Everybody wants to be a freaking dictator. Mostly what they're just turning out to be are dicks. I have never had so much trouble getting these glasses clean. Let's try that. That might work. We'll do this last time. After that I give up and we go with the Dawn dish soap. That is weird as hell. I must have something on here. We're going to put these down now. So, what time is it? Oh my goodness. How long have I been on here? Well, I think this is done. So, where is... I don't know if this Pigma pen has enough juice left in it. All right. I hope that works. All right, this is Finny. Vortex 1. I am going to put this away. I'll be right back. Looks like I have been on for 3 hours. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Okay. Well, my friends, thank you for sitting here and listening to me blah, 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 blah. And finish that one painting, excuse me, and make a color chart. It's still drying next to my air purifier. But it doesn't look all that sparkly. It looks pretty good. Oh. Okay, I guess if you run your fingernail over, it looks almost like you did a pencil on it because it does disrupt the layer of mica. Interesting. On all of them? Darker ones are the worst. No, they're all pretty bad. All right, this is going to be intriguing because watercolor is supposed to get soaked up by the paper, and this looks like it's got so much mica in it you can buff it and bring out a sheen to it. I do not want that. I was just rejoicing earlier that the mica's not really showing up very much, so that's not great. But the intensity of the amount of pigment, the concentration, I'm very impressed. Maybe more than average, I suppose, but usually you don't get that much out of those little cheap hard pans, but it's plenty of pigment. So next we're going to have to just try to actually use these in a painting, which should be, you know, fun or messy, one or the other. Now this is the experiment piece of paper. At the price of this watercolor paper, we are going to do as much on one that we can, because I don't want to waste any of it. Another potential is, well, not now. That definitely not. I was going to say, cutting it into bookmarkers. I think for bookmarkers I would use a thinner paper though. This is 300 pound, and it's more like a board. And thank you, Charlie. I did have someone leave a comment saying love my art, but my shows are too long. And it's almost 4 o'clock. So I think we'll do a 4 o'clock off. Tomorrow, I will be back after my friend and I come home from lunch. And yeah, we're just supposed to go out to lunch and then she can just drop me off back home afterward. And that will be a nice way to start the day. And then I will broadcast. But tonight, I am making some chicken. And while the chicken is cooking, I am going to finally use that broccoli rabe, or rape, or râpé, as they say. I don't know why they call it râpé. I never heard it called râpé. Râpé seed. Râpé is canola. Like, you know, those canola seeds, canola oil comes from râpé seeds. So it's a brassica plant. I guess that's why they figured it's so good for you. I don't know. I have others that are better. Oils, that is. Okay. I'm out of things to say. Excuse me. I didn't mean for my voice to go away. I love my water. Anyway, I'm gonna make a pan full of veg, air fry some chicken, and muse about what else I want to put into my vortex, aka personal cornucopia. Huh. Not bad, actually, for a print job. Not so bad. They did a damn good job on this. And I don't know if that is, I guess it is. They use these paints to do this painting. Well, that's pretty cool. Interesting technique. Well, bravo, bravo. Okay, so that was from Temu. I've been scouring Temu for art supplies, as well as women's clothing. And have come up with a few things that were interesting, as you've seen. Now we just have to play with it. I'm not completely inspired to work with these colors right this minute. Well, think about it. I do like the palette in general. You had enough water and got Naples yellow there. And I guess you had enough water there and you got pink. I think that's an alizarin crimson. So pretty cool. So tomorrow afternoon, I'll be back. And we have to, I want to start reading this. I want to do it. I'm going to need an opinion. Should I do it once a week until the book is done or more? Because I've never done this and it's going to be a challenge. Basically, I have to act the parts a bit. And, I don't know. I don't know. You're going to have to help me with this. We're going to have to get this book out there. See, and I have to read it anyway because I can't start writing the third book until I've caught up again with the past book. It's been a couple years, so I need to go back and read it again. So instead of reading it to myself, I thought I'll take the advice of some people and read it out loud. So we're going to do a story hour, I guess. I'm just not sure how many days a week because it's not a very big book. It's not going to take that many times. Like I said, I believe that this can be turned into a movie of average length. Okay, thank you. Your generosity will be remembered. Have fun with AJ tonight. All right, darlings. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You're so patient and loving. I love you guys. Sleep well. Take care of all the things we must take care of, and then sleep